what a weekend. So, between the snow and we had a power outage. Um, so it was like 8:30. Yeah, like 8:30. Um, I was sitting here trying to download Revelation WoW, and just all of a sudden, everything shuts off. And I'm like, super. So I went out there. Um, we thought it was just us. She went over to her brother's house next door, and she was like, "Yeah, his is off too." And then the woman down that way at the end apartment, she was like, "Yeah, it's out over here. I just Duke Energy on their app and put in a thing for it." They said it was like 8:30. We noticed the houses across the street, some of them were dark. So she's like, she goes outside with her brother to see if maybe they could find anything at first. Like maybe something came off or whatever. But when she comes back in, she asked me if my friend was home because my friend is her niece. She's like, "Oh, is she home? Or what's she doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. Probably sleeping." So I'm like, don't even bother. It's like the last time this happened, it's like a month or so ago. It happened like 2 o'clock, 3 in the afternoon. And she's like, "Oh, I'm going out to Walmart." She was gone to like 7:30. She comes back and she's like, "How long was the power off?" I'm like 30 minutes after you left, you came back on. So this time it was no different. It was like 8:30, 8:45. Around 9 o'clock, I laid down. I'm like, okay, well, there's no point staying up right now. So I was trying to fall asleep, but I can't because there was no sound. I need the fan at least. So I'm trying to lay down, trying to sleep, and I mean, I can still hear stuff outside for the most part. But then I hear beep, beep. And I'm like, what? Because I'm like right there in between awake and asleep. And then I hear beep, beep. I'm like, what? So I get up and I look out the window and I see lights over the rooftops. No, not the rooftops, but the treetops are shining through the trees since there's no leaves or anything. I'm like, I look at my clock. I'm like, told ya. They weren't supposed to be out here till like 12:45 a.m. But yeah, it was like 20 something degrees out, so they probably best not to let people sit in their houses freezing. I mean, I was under my fucking covers, like both of them, and I was still fucking freezing. I had my pajama pants on, I was under both covers. I'm like, it's fucking cold. So I was like, okay, well, they're gonna turn it back on. I'm just gonna just fall asleep or something. And then I tried to, and then everything came back on, and I'm like, nope, time to get up. So I turned the space heater on for a couple minutes. I mean, that thing doesn't need to be on for long, like 2-3 minutes max, and then turn it off because it gets way too hot. So I turned it on, heat everything up a little bit, and then I was like, time to stay up. But yeah. Then I was having a weird dream this morning. I don't know, it's like a Dragon Ball Z type dream, but like Mortal Kombat was there, like involved with it. Like characters in Mortal Kombat. Like I don't even remember what was happening. Goku was having problem fighting someone, and then he was like, he's like, "Oh, I need to absorb the energy from something," and then for some reason he went to Raiden, however you want to pronounce it. And apparently he had like some mystical stones or something. Now this isn't actually in Mortal Kombat lore. This was just in my dream. But he had like these stones I think there was about 7 of them, which is funny because that's how many Dragon Balls there are. But he wanted to go there and absorb the energies of the mystical energies of these stones, and he brought he brought Raiden like a fucking flower or something. It's like a peace, like a hello kind of thing. He takes it and takes it. He's like, I'm pleased to see you, and then he like tosses it onto a shelf, and then my dream ends. I see him toss it over to the shelf, and like it looks like it's about to fall, but it doesn't. But yeah, he's like, I'm pleased to see you, because he was like legit like Asian, with like bad English and all that. So he was like pleased to see him instead of pleased. He's like, oh, I'm pleased to see you. I'm like, what? And like, it wasn't like I was watching, like it wasn't like a show or anything. It was like I was there. So, and then there's like parts of those dreams where like it just never works out for you. Like I think it was, I can't remember what I was doing, but somehow I managed to make it over to like a McDonald's or something, and I was trying to text someone to say, hey, yeah, I'm over here, come get me. But like the Wi-Fi wasn't working, and every time I tried to connect, it wouldn't connect. And then suddenly some dude's after me. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. But I hate those ones. It's like, it's just annoying. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I need to get in contact with these people. I need to tell them. And I'm like on my phone trying to get the fucking Wi-Fi to work, and it just doesn't work. But that fucking Goku one, though, it was fucking hilarious. At first, he was like, "Oh, I need to, maybe I should absorb power, the energy from Chi-Chi," and I'm like, "Why?" But then again, Chi-Chi is like the one person in Dragon Ball that scares the shit out of Goku. So if you're gonna absorb some energy, absorb it from her. But yeah, that was what I was dreaming about this morning, and then I woke up. I never got to see what happened. I want to see if Goku was able to defeat, I think it was like Zamasu, like a freaking powered up Super Saiyan 4, 5 version of Zamasu, along with some Dark Angels. So yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe I might get a continuance. There are times where I've had dreams and then they've been continued later on, whether days or weeks or months later or years. So if I want it hard bad enough, I might get a continuance. Will Goku be able to defeat Super Saiyan 5 Zamasu and the Dark Angels? Find out on the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z. I love dreams though. It's usually, I'm always having good dreams, like really interesting dreams, on the days where I have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. On the days where, like, days off where I can sleep for as long as I want, nah, they're not interesting. They're always only just interesting on the days, where, like, tomorrow is my day off, but I have to go to bed early because I wake up at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, which means I'm going to have an interesting dream. Thursday is my day off, but Thursday night I have to go to bed early because I wake up early at 6 o'clock to go to work on Friday. Weekends, I never seem to have interesting dreams. It's just when my body knows that I have to wake up, it's like, well, time to make them as interesting as possible. And I'm like, dang it, Bobby, why can't I have these dreams, normally, every day? No, it's always got to be right when I have to wake up. Pleased to see you. Oh yeah, that's where it is. Got a box cut again. I don't even remember what I was doing. Oh wait, I was taking the dividers out of the, because I had to put dividers in. I don't know how, but crossed my finger, and so there's one right over there on my pinky, and then one that's still healing over right there. Right fucking there. I fucking hate paper cuts or box cuts in this this sense. Yeah, work was. I was running out of wires. I only had I did 7 bales of cardboard, 1 carpet, but like I could only use 2 wires for the bales. Normally, you know, I use 4, but I just put the 2 right in the middle, and that was it because we have like no wires down there. Normally, we would use the wires from the other baler, but I don't have wire cutters. Those things are too long. So I don't have any wire cutters, so I wasn't able. I mean, we do have wire cutters somewhere. I don't know where they are. They're not down there. So, but yeah, I did 7 cardboard, 1 carpet, and then I did luchador kind of. Like there was like every single one of those buggies was filled. And I got it down to like 3 buggies. I put quite a bit in, and then I put a note on the baler like add more. So, and then really tomorrow the only thing that they should have to do is plastic, because I got luchador done, which was a huge bulk of it. Fucking boxes though. I go in and there were a lot of piles, but all of them, like normal, they were like, you know, small. I think there was only 3 piles of big boxes, but they were only yay big. So, but it's like I move 1 out of the way, and then they're like, "Oh, time to bring down like 3 more." So I didn't get through all the boxes. There's like when I left, there was still a small pile, and then they brought down another small pile that went up to my ankle, and I'm like, "Why the fuck are you bringing this shit down?" Like, I could go around the factory and see piles that are almost my height that need to be brought down, and you're bringing down this fucking small bullshit? Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on. It's fucking stupid. But yeah, fucking stupid. And then one of the women called me over, and she was talking about the fucking pallets, how she was like, it took us all day to fix the pallets and get them right. And I'm like, okay, seriously? The pallets, there weren't that many pallets, and you've got a forklift. I could easily take the pallets and fix them myself without anything but my own strength. And you're saying it took you all day? Come the fuck on. They were pallets maybe stacked up to me, you know, my height. You're saying that shit took you all day? Come the fuck on. I'm like, I put them when I need, you know, put them on as best as I can, but then on days like Thursdays or Tuesdays when I'm not there, I'll come back in and there'll be even more, and they'll just be like hanging off. So I'm not the only one fucking like, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, like what am I gonna do? Take it all down and fix it myself? I mean, they've got to remember, I'm not the only one who has pallets down there. So, but they're just like, oh, it took us all day. Bullshit. It didn't take you all fucking day. To fix all those pallets would take me a couple of minutes, and it's just me and my own strength. You have a fucking forklift. Don't fucking lie to me like that. Why the fuck you lying? Like, fuck. Quit fucking lying. And then there's a new guy, which he needs to be down there when I'm there so I can train him, because I don't know what he's being trained on. I don't know how he's being trained, but he's done the easy stuff. He's done the carpet, he's done luchador, and he's done plastic. That shit's easy. That shit's fucking easy. Carpet is simple. Luchador just takes a little while sometimes. And plastic takes the longest. Depends on if you try to put all 30 boxes into the baler, or you just make it like smaller bales. Most of the time now, it's like, I'm just gonna like 15 boxes, bale, 15 boxes, bale. I'm not gonna fucking sit there for 3 goddamn hours trying to put 30 boxes in. Not happening. But yeah, the new guy, he just kind of stands there and stares. Like the other day on Thursday, I was pretty much finished, and I went around. I was going to get the blue bags and all that, and I saw them coming from the cage with the supplies for the supply closet. And so my roommate's in the supply closet, bending over and taking the stuff out of the box and putting it onto the shelf, and he's just like, he could easily be bending over, putting, taking stuff out and handing it to her so she can put it on. But no, he's just like, I'm like, fuck. Like, I remember when I first started, like 50,000 years ago. I mean, for me, my boss showed me how to bale. She showed me everything just once. So, like, I remember one day, she gave me the initial tour around the factory. And then I think, like, the very next day I was there, she said, oh, I want you to get the garbage from just this area. Just go up there and then come back and just wait for me. Because she thought I didn't know, or, didn't think I remembered where all of them were. But not only did I go around and collect pretty much all the garbages in the factory, I got back and she still wasn't back yet. And she was like, did you collect them? I'm like, yeah. She was like, all of them? I'm like, from here all the way down, and I collected everywhere you showed me. And then we went around to each one. She was like, I'm like, I have a very good memory. I have a very good photographic memory. She showed me how to do the baler. I mean, you stick stuff in the baler, you fill it up, you crush it down. It's not that fucking hard. She showed me once, and then I had mastered it pretty much within a day or two. I mean, she would come down, seeing if I needed help. I'm like, no, I'm perfectly fine. Thank you, though. I'm not an idiot. But yeah. So if this new guy is still just standing around and staring after a couple days, I don't know how long he's been there. But it only took me one day to figure out how to do the baler. And within one walk around, one tour of the factory, I remembered where every single garbage can was. But hey, that's just me. So, not everyone can be super amazing like I am. Nah. But yeah, she was like, yeah, just get all the garbage cans in this area up into there and just stop right there and then just come back. Yep, I didn't. I just kept going. Because she was like, yeah, meet me back here. And I looked back there, I'm like, well, she's still not back, so I'm just gonna keep going till she finds me. And I managed to get all the garbages in the factory. Like I said, we went around, and she was surprised. She's like, hey, you remember where they all were? I'm like, I have a very good memory. So, not anymore, though, for the most part. My memory fucking sucks. And then I came to a realization today that I'm gonna be 34 soon. I'm getting fucking old. And people would say, you're not that old. Well, let me put it this way. 34 doesn't seem old when it comes to humans. But, something like this. I've had this since it came out. That was, what, 98? This is fucking old. And this is just a little piece of plastic. It's old. It's old. So just because humans don't age like they, you think they do, 30 years old is still fucking old. you know, 34. Coming up to 40 soon. What, 5, 6 more years? Six more years, yeah. 6 more years and I'll be fucking 40. But who knows? Maybe the people will be right, and maybe climate change will destroy the entire planet by then. I don't know. They keep saying 12 years. Weren't they saying like 12 years back in the 70s? We've got 12 years before climate change destroys the Earth. And then the 80s. We've got 12 more years before climate change destroys the Earth. And then people are still saying 12 years. It seems like 12 years seems... I mean, it's kind of like with what I've said with World of Warcraft expansions, when people just keep saying the same thing. It's like at some point you'll eventually be right. There's like, oh, let's just keep saying 12 years. We'll eventually be right, and then everyone will be like, oh my god, they were right. But 12 years should be about 6 years. So maybe when I'm 40, climate change will destroy the planet. I won't have to worry about getting old. Goodbye, cruel world. Also, in other news, just as a random, someone let me know that one of my subscribers, who also I talked to on Twitter, let me know this. They said, I hate to be the bearer of retarded news, but look who's on the front page of Onion Farms. This guy. Now, I don't think Kangle is, because this is Kangle's site. I don't think he's the one who would, point people out and be like, oh, you're stupid. People hate Chris. In fact, if you look on here and on Kiwi Farms, anyone who supports them is considered fucking retarded. So I'm not too worried. So, I mean, I've been covering his stuff, the letters. Smokey's been covering them. Sallow Dawn's been covering them. I don't know, is Gibby? I mean, no one talks about Gibby anymore. I don't watch his stuff anymore because he's an idiot. But yeah, there are many people who cover this stuff who are far superior quality of video than mine. But yet here I am. And it's not the first time. I've been on Kiwi Farms as well. People wanting to, thank me and Sallow and Smokey for a job well done with keeping up with Isabella stuff. So, hopefully this is a sign of, good omens. It's not retarded trannies that will be making the important decisions. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, yeah, just thought you guys might want to see that. Your little boy's growing up. He's an old man now. Apple sauce. Then we're gonna be like Joe Biden and start spewing nonsense words. Turn on or flood the pressure. Just keep calm and turn off the pressure. Anyways, yeah. So, moral of the story, I'm getting old. Anyways, you guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.